Okay, hello, and we're back. Give me just a second here, because Elite crashed while I was setting it up, so that's good. Let me just figure out if I can get it to. Let us kill that, and then relaunch that. Is that gonna fix it? Oh, I love it. I'm also hoping that the fact that I logged out and logged back in isn't gonna break it. Guess who fell down a flight of stairs? Oh, ow. Hope you're all right. Hope you didn't hurt anything, injure anything. Beautiful Monday, yeah. Ouch. That sucks. Not a fun time. I remember the last time I fell down a flight of stairs. I've fallen up a few, which is also not fun. Good way to crack yourself in the head. Alright. Are we... Sorry. Tabbing in and out of this may be what broke it earlier. I don't know. Okay. Back into this, and then I hit active. Looks like you guys can see everything. And it froze the second I tabbed back into it. Hmm. Okay. Is it frozen for you guys right now, or is the emergency light still spinning and like the smoke moving? Because on my side, it's frozen. Which, yeah. Yeah, it looks like it's frozen on your side too. Okay. How do I fix this? Did this earlier when I tabbed out. It didn't do it yesterday. Yesterday was totally fine with me tabbing out. I wonder if... Okay, wait. That fixed it. For some reason, hovering over the preview window that pops up when you hover over it in the taskbar unfroze it. So I think it's good. Hopefully you guys can see everything now. I don't know why that would affect anything, but sure. And also don't know how long the stream's going to be. I've still got a pretty ripping toothache. Oh, please tell me it didn't delete the thing that I was here for. No, there it is. Okay, cool. So I was out exploring more. Did a little bit of exploration yesterday. We're like way out in the middle of nowhere. And I was just like, all right, I'm gonna do a little bit more jumping today. I'm gonna hop in my ship and just start, flying along. And I jumped into this system. I made maybe 20 jumps or so. Jumped into this system, and directly in front of me was this indicator here for a notable stellar phenomenon. Which I don't know what that means. I've never seen that before. I think this is something that was added in Odyssey, which is... Where does it live? Somewhere in here, there is this codex. And yeah, there's like... discoveries? Yeah, there's like these astronomical bodies and biological and geological and xenological and all kinds of strange things you can find, depending on where you are. I think this might be one of those, but I honestly have no idea. I have no clue what we're going to find when we reach this. Also, for God's sakes, why am I at sublight?
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
There we go. So we're going to fly over and take a look. It shouldn't take very long to get there. It is only 24,000 light seconds away, which is like, a while, but when you're traveling several, 100 times the speed of light, not going to be terribly long to get there. Like, it claims it's going to take 20 minutes-ish now, but you can see how fast that's ticking down. So, we're going to stroll over and see what the hell a notable stellar phenomenon is. I have no clue. I literally just jumped into this system. I haven't scanned anything. I haven't taken a look to see what else is in this system. Looked like a regular enough star when I jumped in. Yeah, there's another star marked in front of me on my radar there in the lower area. I don't know if that's what it is. Did I find like a weird black hole or something out here? Because it does seem to be mostly in front of me, although I'm wondering if it's whatever this other star that I'm seeing is that orangish star just on the kind of currently on the left side. Yeah, I think it is, because I think I can see the plane there. What have I found? Well, this is very unusual. That's okay. That's what exploration's all about, seeing what we find. Finding weird stuff in space. Where are we at? Okay, so Galaxy Center that way. Space simulator indeed. If you've never seen Elite before, yeah, it's really cool. It's a 1-to-1 scale replica of the Milky Way. It's like just absolutely massive. You know, it's the same size as the actual Milky Way, and flying between stars, like the in systems are actually drawn to scale too. Like everything in this is drawn to realistic scale. The only thing that's not realistic is the speed you're moving at. You know, the fact that I'm currently moving at 200 times the speed of light is makes things a little little easier. Resuggest Star Sector, yeah. Star Sector is really cool. I love that kind of game. Oh boy. So what are we gonna find here? I mean, it's all based on they used what the heck was the name of it? Star Forge, I think was what they called it. Galaxy Forge. There's a tool they use to generate the galaxy because it's semi-procedurally generated, and they based it all on like actual scientific data that we've gathered from NASA and stuff about the size of the current galaxy and distance between they piled a bunch of data about known star systems and how common certain types of stars and certain types of planets and certain types of elements are in the universe and how gravity affects them and how a system of stellar arrangements or stellar forge, that's what it's called, how stellar arrangements are supposed to be like built into each other. So most of the galaxy, like this system right here, was not like hand created by the devs, but it is based on like it's procedurally generated based on how actual star systems would be formed and in positionally how it would likely form in the galaxy. And then for several thousand systems where we actually have like concrete scientific data about them, they went and hand placed everything and then constructed a hand constructed version of the system. So like the solar system is like hand constructed to the exact measurements of the solar system based on all of our measurements of the solar system. So yeah, it's pretty nuts. Okay, we're coming in. What are we gonna find out here? I have a feeling that we're about to find is going to be something fairly on the like fantastic side, like not particularly scientific. I think most of the like weird anomalies you can find that they added with Odyssey leaned a bit more into the sci-fi realm, just because like there are some aliens in this game and stuff, so they were like, okay, we're not going for like perfect scientific accuracy simulator here or anything, so having a few exciting things to find out in space every now and then does give it a little bit more of an interesting feel. You get more of that kind of Star Trek vibe, which is cool. And so far, I'm not seeing anything out here. Just looks like empty void space to me. I am slowing down. You can kind of see it. Lower center circle. That thing in the upper right is my speed. So I'm currently moving at 1.6 megameters per second, 1.0900 kilometers, and now we're slowing down to, you know, a couple hundred kilometers a second. Yeah, the typical guide for if you're trying to slow down is if you slow your speed to, it's just below the blue bit on the throttle bar there on the lower right. When it hits 7 seconds, you can kind of match your time. But I could technically drop in right now. I'm just trying to see if I get closer, if I see anything. I don't think we're going to. Yeah, okay. Nav dropping at destination. Okay, what have we found? I very, very slightly overshot, but not by far. We're only... Oh yeah, there's something there, alright. We're about 70 kilometers out. There's that red glittery something there. What have we discovered? Can I? Okay. LiDAR is fully zoomed out. Like, I don't know if this is going to get killed by Twitch compression at the moment, but I can see some red glittery something in space in front of me. Video compression might be absolutely crunching that right now. When we get closer, we should hopefully be able to see it a little more clearly. Yeah, there's some kind of cloud. And a bunch of weird little red glittery stuff in it. Should have dropped out sooner and I would have dropped out closer, but that's fine. That's okay. When we get closer, it'll be easier to see as the things get larger. As small, you know, individual pixel-sized elements do tend to get crunched a bit in video compression. Yeah, there's something here. They look like little spiky blobs. Like, you can see there's that cloud there now. That's pretty visible. Yeah, there's like little spiky bits. What are these? See, this is all new since the last time I went out exploring. We didn't used to have anomalies. It was just empty. Hello? It's, hello? What are... Rubium metallic crystals. Use your composition scanner to analyze this object. Oh no, did I need to bring like a different type of scanner with me that I didn't bring? Hope not. Discovery scanner, data link scanner, composition scanner. There we go. Okay. Okay, it fell out of alignment slightly there. Codex Discovery voucher granted. Can I read about it? Press O to view rubium metallic crystals entry. Okay, what have we found? Rubium metallic. I think this is where we are, or I think maybe this is where we are. confirmed on this date. No, that doesn't seem right. Oh, this is the first time someone ever reported it. Okay. Crystalline structure over a metallic luster of the outer surface. Huge numbers of primordial microorganisms. Okay. In systems of planet types, terrestrial, high metal content, terrestrial, metal rich. Does that mean we're likely to find a terrestrial planet in this system? Strange. I wonder if you had like mining is set up on your ship if you could mine this. No idea. Are they all dysrubium? Yeah, it kind of looks like it. Just a whole cluster of crystals. Alright. Well, let's pop back to sublight. Oh, right. Put that away. There we go. And let's scan the system.
Ready to engage.
Yeah, we are throttled up.
3, 2, 1. Engage.
And see if maybe there's a terrestrial planet near here. I have no idea. Alright, I rebound that. It lives here now. Oh, did I not scan this? Ow. Back out of this. How do I exit you? Exit you. Okay, we gave it the honk. 49 bodies out here. Oh no. That's a lot. Where's the nearest star? Hello? Well, I guess we just start scanning. See what we find. High metal content, okay. High metal content, yeah. High metal content. Got it. Is this just gonna be like a really heavy high metal content system? It's like a lot of high metal content worlds. What do we got here? What are you? Gas giant? Oh my god, there's so many things out here. Rocky bodies. Wait, what are you? Are you ammonia by chance? No, you're just rocks. Okay. More rocks. More rocks. More rocks. Even more rocks. Yeah, okay, so mostly just rocks out here. And a few high metal content worlds. Got a gas giant. What have we got living here? Hello? Ooh, a ringed ice planet. That's kind of cool looking. And we got something here. Gas giant with ammonia-based life. Ice. 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 Another gas giant by the looks of it. Yeah, class 1 gas giant. Oh my god, there's so many moons and stuff out here. My god. We're getting plenty of scan data. Yeah. Okay. We're good on that. There's nothing on that? Okay, what are you? Oh, my notable stellar phenomenon. Apparently that actually has its own unique signal. There's... Where the hell is the rest of the stuff in this system? There we go. Asteroid cluster. What are you? Oh, an ammonia world. Okay, we want to go. I'm gonna go surface scan that. Ammonia worlds are reasonably valuable. I believe partly just because there's like ammonia-based life, and also the Thargoids are ammonia-based life from what we can tell. So having a chart of their worlds tends to be pretty useful. All right. What's this? Ice. So we'll go hit that ammonia world in a minute. Ice. Ice. Anything else? More ice. We got something here. Gas giants. I find... Curious what that one's going to be. It's either going to be a gas giant or it's going to be like a water world. There you go. See, how's it going? Did you miss the red spiky bits I found? Because I'm still parked right next to them, and I can go show them off again if you missed them. I found some red spiky bits. What are you? Melting in my skin, want to tear my face off. I'll take it, it's hot. Not fun. I'm more or less okay. I've got a really ripping toothache, which is unfortunate because until I start the new job this next Monday, no insurance. And if I go get it diagnosed now, and then try to get it treated later, they're going to count it as a pre-existing condition. So I pretty much just get to sit here and wait until the new job starts and I have insurance and be in a lot of pain for the next week. That's fun. Not the best, for sure. Gotta love the American healthcare system. Is this the planet that was ammonia? This is the ammonia-based one. Okay. So, we'll take a look at that in a second. What was I gonna do? We were gonna look. Did you see the thingies? The little thingies? Oh, for daily 10K? Oh, damn. A daily 10K, my god. That is impressive. Yeah, here. I'm still right next to the thingies. We can just show you the thingies. They're right here. If I don't overshoot. We're gonna overshoot. We're gonna fix that. I accelerated a little hard. I forgot I'm not near anything that would slow me down. Come on. We're good. These things. found a little cloud with some spiky balls in it. These ones look pretty close. We'll fly over to these ones. I don't think they do anything, but like, kind of weird looking. It's something other than just ice planets and rock planets. Oh boy. That's okay. That's why we bring shields. Because then I can drunkenly fly into things a little bit. It's not that big of a deal. I don't even think that did any hull damage. Can I view that from here? Did any of my... Yeah, none of my systems took any damage. They do? Yeah, they don't seem to do anything. I think maybe you could mine them if you had mining gear. I don't know. They're rubium. I think that's something you can mine. I'm not actually sure about that, though. And I can sell the research data. I can go back and... Oh, it's actually really close. I can go back when I get home
Charging.
and tell all the scientists that I discovered a
Ready to
field of
engage.
rubium crystals.
2, 1. Engage.
To add to greater scientific knowledge of the galaxy. Any scientific reason to how these things are formed? Other than what that little blurb told me in my thing, that they're common in systems with terrestrial worlds and high metal content worlds. It just seems, and they're formed by some kind of microorganism. No. We can take a look at that again in a second here. Give me 1 sec to scan this ammonia world, because ammonia worlds are worth money too. And yeah, this is like this is like a exciting star system for exploring an elite. We've discovered something interesting out here. You don't get that very often. All right, let's oh, 8 probes. Oh my god, a large planet. Okay. Let's aim for right on the horizon there, and I'm going to see how far this spreads. So I can space the rest of my shots. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's go about there. We'll do quarters. We'll do about there. Well, maybe fifths. We'll do about there. Do about there. And then I might just huck one at the back of the planet and see how that looks in a minute. See, we'll let these fill in. I could have got spaced that a little farther. That's okay.
Surface scan by 50%.
Bit of overlap there. I still got 3 probes to hit the efficiency target. Back of the planet's looking like it's more or less fair game, so we'll just huck one there-ish. See how that looks. I'd like to get my efficiency bonus on this one if possible. Okay, and then we're gonna huck one about there. I'm hoping that's gonna hit somewhere right about this sort of a region. Realistic as fighter jet combat? I mean, this is probably about as close as you're gonna get, to be honest. Or space engineers. I guess you could go with space engineers. When space engineers is working right, that's probably pretty close to that. Oh, that is unfortunate. Alright, we'll huck one right about there. And that should land somewhere in this sort of a region. That should get me to 90. Or if, Star Citizen is ever a game. They're making progress. One day maybe we'll have something that's as feature complete as this is. That's kind of my hold up with Star Citizen, is that it's still not as feature complete as Elite. And it's like, come on, man. Alright, cool. Got that done. How do I exit out of this? Right there. I believe now we just need to get to rechart my route. While I was jumping earlier, I made it close enough that I can actually target a route directly to Sagittarius A. So my jump counter is now actually counting the jumps to Sagittarius A star. So 277 jumps to Sagittarius A star. And we're on our way.
Frameshift drive charging.
To start sending these people behind it. Yeah. It's tough to give it a fair shake. Because they're definitely it definitely seems like they're kind of fleecing people for their cash these days, and it's like, man, even if the game's good, it's kind of hard to be like, yeah, I like that. Which is a shame. I think there's a lot of cool stuff about that game for sure. I think if it ever, reaches the same level of feature completeness that we see in this game, where you can actually, jump between all these different star systems of this huge scale galaxy like this, it's going to absolutely blow this out of the water. Started this game from day one. I'm assuming that Musel's just talking about the Star Citizen is pretty blatantly a scam. I don't want to say scam feels like the wrong word. I don't think that they planned it as a scam. Particularly not, what's his name? The, Roberts? I think he wants to make a cool game. I think they've just run into a situation of man, this is actually a lot harder and costing a lot more than we expected. And rather than just admit that, we've discovered that we have fans that are willing to just throw us millions and millions of dollars. For a decade, and it's actually more efficient to just never release a full version of the game if they're willing to keep throwing us millions of dollars. At that point, it becomes a scam. But I don't think it started as a scam. I think it started with the idea that no, we want to make something that's really cool, which is, great. It's awesome. Oh, I've actually discovered everything here. Gotcha. All right, cool.
Frameshift drive charging.
And there are some really cool mechanics in it. It does have a lot of promise and a lot of potential if it ever reaches a feature complete status. 4.7 million, but a Hollywood home photo. Yeah. No, I know. It's unfortunate, man. When you promise people a product and you're a decade behind on delivering it, and you're making all these elaborate purchases. Now, on the one hand, I get that, that backer money is there to fund the company, and, that includes his salary. And, like, yes, they should be getting paid. The devs should be getting paid for their work. That's how this works. It's just, yeah, frustrating when you're this far in and don't actually have a product. And Robert is floating around in his yacht in the middle of the ocean. Definitely does make it a little harder to justify. I mean, the scope of the game is insane. Like, the scope of Star Citizen is definitely mind-boggling. Bungie CEO situation about $2.3 million worth of cars during the time laying off employees. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's worse because he's laying off employees, and, like, that's really bad. Like, when you're firing people and then blowing money because you can't afford to keep them and then blowing money, that's awful. I was like, at least in the case of Robert's space industry,
Fuel scoping. Systems
it's the people that are getting ripped off or harmed here are the ones that were willingly throwing money at a Kickstarter, and, like, that's kind of the dangers of Kickstarters. Like, not saying it's good, but, like, if you dump money on a promise of an eventual product that doesn't have a confirmed date or any kind of refund policy if those targets aren't met, like, no, it's not good, but you knew what you were signing up for at least. Whereas if they're firing your employees, that's terrible. That's really bad. That's why I have not spent any money on Star Citizen, despite the fact that it looks like a really interesting idea. I'm not going to spend a dime on that game until there's an actual, fully functional product in front of me, because I just don't have any guarantee that is ever going to happen otherwise. If they ever come to a point where, if they get to a point where I can just, like, hey, we've got a full functioning game that's got as many features as something like Elite, and I can just throw $60 at it and play the game, I am 100% throwing $60 at that and playing that game. Like, to be perfectly clear here. But until that point, yeah, no, not going to be holding out hope or tossing money into the idea that maybe one day there'll be a game there. I didn't even back this when it first got announced. I like Elite. It's a good idea, that's all it is. Yeah, for now, like I said, maybe one day. Gonna hear all this. That was the game I was interested in looking into. Probably not if it's fully finished. Announced on Steam or something, and it's in playable state. Not in early access for 10 plus years. Oh yeah, no, it's rough. There is a playable something. There's kind of a, like, okay, I'm not an expert here. If you're an expert on Star Citizen and you're like, oh my god, everything you're saying is incorrect or out of date, it's because I don't play the game. So I'm just gonna put that out there. The last I heard, there is one playable star system and a couple of ships, and a handful of the, like, function. Like, there's some basic iteration of mining, a basic iteration of combat, and basic iteration of, like, ship salvaging and stuff like that is in the game. Not fully functional, still very buggy, a lot of features missing, only a handful of ships, and only, I think, one system the last I heard. They might have added a second system now, I'm not 100% certain on that. But, like, we are not at a, like, it is a full space exploration game by any means. Like, arguably Space Engineers has more of a functional space exploration game in it, which is, Space Engineers is a sandbox. So, like, not there yet last I heard. And they've stopped updating their roadmap, because I used to watch the Star Citizen roadmap pretty regularly just to see if, like, where are they at? What kind of promises or progress are they making on their development? One of the things I was most excited about was they were supposed to... Ooh, that's exciting. Money. Waterworld. Those pay out the big bucks. But yeah, one of the big exciting things that I was excited about was Squadron 42, the single player mode. There's supposed to be a story-based campaign, like single player component to Star Citizen, and I love that kind of thing. Like, yeah, scam doesn't quite feel like the right word.
System
At
scan complete.
least it did not start as a scam, I will say. It may be a scam now, but it definitely did not start as a scam. Can I target that from here? Is there a way to, like, target current signal? Yeah, there we go. Because I do feel like maybe the fact that they've stopped updating their here's what we're working on and here's when we expect it to be done chart does seem to kind of imply that they've stopped working on things because they've realized that it makes them more money if they just don't. Like, there are no estimated release dates. If you ever looked at their... Maybe I'll pull this up in here in a second so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. And they've announced that, like, no, we're not doing this because we don't want to keep getting people's... You know, the public announcement they made was we don't want to keep getting people's hopes up and telling them that, oh, we've got this coming, and then we fall behind on it, and then it's not there, and then people are frustrated. Because thought all the achievable sometime in 2018, deliverables slowed at a glacial pace. Yeah. So they announced that, but then, like, I don't know, man, you're still taking in money with no progress reports. That's not... That does to me sound like it's just vaporware that you're continuing to take in money for. Day before, yeah, overhyped, one of the best. It's one of the most bought games on Steam. Yeah, they released a game that's barely anything. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it's. And same thing with Day Before. I will say that I don't think the Day Before devs planned to scam from day one. I think the Day Before devs wanted to make a cool game, and very quickly realized that that's a lot harder than they expected it was going to be. And rather than just, because they would have had to refund all the money or come up with some, like, hey, we're not actually releasing a product here. That would have done terrible PR to them. And rather than do that, they just tried to release some half-ass bullshit and hope they could get away with it. And a lot of games do that. That's the thing, is a lot of games do get away with it. Like, that happens all the time. Or there's games that get released that are, like, blatantly not finished, and nobody calls them on their bullshit, and they just release a half-finished game and get away with it. Like, all the time. Cube World was one for me that, like, that game was a disaster when it released on Steam. The alpha they released, like, in 2013, 14, whatever it was, looked amazing. Then there was no news or updates or anything for ages. Then they finally announced and released a version on Steam that had, like, significantly less features than the alpha. Sold it for a bunch of money and went radio silent for a decade now. they've never refunded anybody, or it's like, nah, this is what you got. Bye. So, like, there's tons of games that do that. But is it intentional, or is it just, making games is harder? Cube World Alpha was great, and the game, yeah. Did you hear the sole dev on that is he broke radio silence recently, like earlier this year, and started posting a bunch of stuff about a new version of Cube World that he's working on. So, like, basically admitting that he's never going to update or fix the one that was released and sold on Steam, is still being sold on Steam. There's a new version he's working on. He's trying to hype people up for that, and I'm like, I don't know if he's just someone that's like, because he won't respond to anything. I don't know if it's a scam, or if this is a situation of, like, this is someone who is maybe, like, I don't know, manic depressive or something, where, like, they get into bits. Oh, didn't want to do that. Where they get into bits where they're just like, I'm really excited about what I'm working on, and I've got all these ideas, and I'm it's go. I'm all ready to start working here, and then the excitement wears off, and they're just like, never mind. But then they feel bad because they're like, oh man, all these people gave me money, so now what do I do? And then they just kind of go radio silent and hole up because they lock up and don't know what to do. I mean, I can see the scenario where this isn't malicious, but you're still ripping people off. And here, you know what? Screw it. We're just gonna show what I'm talking about with the Robert Space Industry Star Citizen thing, just for Ghosty here, if nothing else. If you go to, can I capture my screen? How do I capture my screen? Capture screen. Game capture, hide, good. Oh my god. Okay, so this is like the Robert Space Industry page. This is the main login page for Star Citizen. Sorry, I can't see your guys' chat right now. Can I do this in a smart way? Not really. Whatever. It's fine. Inside Star Citizen, development. If you go down to here, you've got your development, you got your dev tracker, you got your roadmap. You go to your roadmap, takes you to this new progress tracker and whatever, and release view and all this stuff. It receives updates on a quarterly basis. Got it. This is what they're aiming for. Like they want to get elevators working, and oh, Elite's telling me it's got a crash report. Screw it. Send it. Off you go. I think it's fine. I think it doesn't know what it's talking about. Instance hangers and all this stuff. We've got these tentative ones. But then if you go to your progress tracker, so this is what all the different teams are working on. Your actor feature team. You might notice that these are all blank. There's nothing listed as being actively worked on. Even if we open up all these things, like, there is just, like, you can go in under these subcategories. Duration should be a 5-week plan. Last updated 2001. They're expecting 5 weeks, and it was last updated 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago. Like, none of these things have any deliverables on them. So like, there's no estimate of like, oh, you can see what's being worked on, you can see that there's progress being made, you can see what they're planning to do. And then you get into the really wild shit of going to like, not you. Where is it on here? You can see their funding. There it is. Funding. They have made, in the last hour, they made $1,600. In the last day, they made $70,000. In the last week, they made $500,000. Last month, they made $3.7 million. It is insane. The Blood Elf campaign. You got it. That'll be the next thing I do. Sorry, I tabbed out there for a second while I was looking at that, but yeah, it is a little depressing when you realize, oh, Mauve Adder. Oh no, broke Elite. Are we good? Can I log back in? Is it because I tabbed out? Did you not like me looking at Star Citizen? Does Elite scan my computer to see if I'm looking at Star Citizen? And it booted me? I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, you see what I mean? Like, it's just like, there's just no indication of anything being worked on, and they're making thousands of dollars a day. And like, I know they've got a big team. I know they want their team being paid well. I know they've got a lot of projects. As you can see from that telemetry tracker, there are a lot of components to making a game like that. It's a lot of work. There's a lot of different areas that need to be, individually crafted and balanced and bug tested and art designed and implement. All the components need to be implemented together, and it's a huge amount of work. I don't want to, knock that off. But yeah, it's just like, man. So what's being done? And that's the thing, is like, it's hard to say, is it a scam? Because is every Kickstarter a scam? Because you don't know when, like, is Silksong a scam? Like, I don't know. Like, you didn't put money into it, I don't think, but like, it doesn't seem like it's ever going to come out. I don't know. At what point does it stop just being like a overambitious dev and become an actual scam? And for me, it's like intent. Is the intent to just, no, we're just trying to take people's money and we don't actually plan on making a game? And I don't think that's the case there. I think they are trying to make a game. I just think that it's a big process, and they don't maybe know how to get into that process as well as they thought. Also, just to make sure, when I don't want to tab out because it keeps crashing when I tab out. Can you guys see everything here? Is this all working? Let me test something here. If I go over to you and I flip you to full screen, I hit apply. Does that break things? I can't see chat anymore, so that won't work because I didn't bother setting up my second monitor. So we're gonna leave that on there. Hopefully you guys can see this, right? Everything good? Yeah, it looks like you guys can see this. Okay. So I need to continue jumping.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep carrying on our way. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like with Star Citizen, I would be very cautious about throwing any money into it, expecting anything. And before you, even if they give like a like, oh, we've got to, sometimes I know they do like free play weekends or discounted, like you can try out try out the demo version of the game or beta, alpha version, whatever you want to call it, of the game. Sometimes including like through access codes from other players. Watch some streams or something first and like get an idea of what there is in the game, what's actually there before you throw any money at it. Because it does look very promising. Like, it looks super cool if it ever becomes what it promises to be, but I don't know that it ever will. Alright. I gotta do more scanning. What am I picking up out here? Okay, that's that. And like one day, like I said, I do want to take a look at Star Citizen eventually, at some point, if it's ever in a state where I feel like I can play it without having to throw money down a hole. Because it's also it's not just the like, oh, they're making all this funding. There's the like, they're selling pre-release access to ships that are like hundreds to thousands of dollars. Those ships don't actually exist in the current version of the game. They will exist one day when we get to that point, is what it's at. Have a good stream. You're gonna start? All right, yeah, for sure, man. Take care. What are you streaming today? Are we doing Final Fantasy? What are you working on? Where the hell is my? There's another thing somewhere out here. See it? I will likely just send people over to you when I'm done here. At this point, it's now going to be back to more of the same, more just flying through space, scanning rocks. I've got a long way to go yet. Bethany was asking like, oh, so how's your flight to the center of the galaxy going earlier? And I was like, oh, I'll show you my progress. Silly block game. Ah, gotcha. Minecraft. Cube world, clearly. But yeah. there was like, oh, how's your trip going? I was like, okay, you know, like here's my current where I'm at. And it's like, oh, I've made it a little bit of the way. Like we're maybe what, like a quarter of the way to the galactic core at this point from the bubble. Like we're noticeably outside of the bubble now. I did notice that we are still inside of the inner Orion spur, which is the sector that the Sol system is in. We have not left that yet. Trying to see if I can see when we're going to leave that. Like how many? Okay, like right about here. Looks like it's about where we're aiming at. So when we get to be about, I don't know. I can't see how far away this is. We are at 8,800 on the grid, and we're currently at 7,300, so about 1,500 more light years-ish, roughly. Not accounting for elevation. So we get to
Frameshift drive
leave the
charging.
inner Orion spur. Maybe that'll be my goal today. They'll stream until we've left the inner Orion spur. And yeah, Blood Elf campaign. Sounds good. I will look at what I need to set up to make sure it's ready to go. And then I'm probably going to finish Bloodborne first, just so I have that out of the way. I still have to do another 2 or 3 streams of Bloodborne. We're getting pretty close to the end of that, but I want to finish that up. I'm just making some progress on this today. I wasn't even going to stream today, to be honest. And then I was just like, oh, I found a discovery. Might as well stream looking at that discovery, because it's kind of cool. So yeah, we'll finish up Bloodborne, and then I'll announce on Twitter what the plan for Warcraft will be there. I would link my social media links in chat right now, but I don't want to tab out because this game keeps crashing when I tab out. So, not sure. Usual, can you do the commands? I don't know if it'll let you do commands or not. Bloodborne into Blood Elves. Yeah, blood theme. Blood for the Blood God. It'd be exclamation mark socials is the social media thing. I say I don't want to tab out because I don't want it to break again. It's been fussy today. Keep scanning. What are you? I actually don't have a separate one for just Twitter. I have just exclamation mark socials, which does both YouTube and Twitter. Besides, I have to rebrand that now to exclamation mark X. Oh, cool, that does work. Yeah, there you go. I didn't know if that would work if other people did it. Yeah, there you go. That's the. I'll post updates about what I'm planning or when I'm going to fit the like Blood Elf campaign in once I know for sure, and it'll be posted on there. It'll be pretty soon after I finish Bloodborne. Is usually how I like to do that. So like, once I finish Bloodborne, we'll look at like what I've got available. Plus, I'm starting work this next week here, so I should have a better idea of my schedule. And I'll probably be doing more than just one stream of that, because I am, well, not very good at Warcraft as an RTS. Not very good at RTSs in general. So it'll probably take me a few parts. I do want to try to finish it, so we'll look at when that's going to be. And oh, what are you? How many parts it'll be? I'll probably try to find a spot where I've got a couple of days that I can dump into it in a row. I was half expecting you to say you were going to do your redeem a game and then just be like, yes, Star Citizen. You should let off on hard. No, yeah. We'll be here with that'll be many parts. We're going to play Warcraft until I get good at RTS games.
Frameshift drive charging.
Be here for the rest of our lives. I will probably attempt it on normal and see. Probably attempt it on normal. If I'm really struggling, I think the Reforged version has an easy mode, which still is hard. It's still not easy, but I might turn that on. We'll see. We'll see how we're doing. Figure it all out.
Fuel scoping.
See how Prince Kael'thas is doing.
Fuel scoping complete.
I seem to recall that was like before he was a complete bastard. It's like nowadays Kael'thas is just like a horrible war criminal. Like just absolutely the worst. What are you, Ice World? I was like, I seem to recall that, yeah, back in the olden days, it was less of that. Oh, wow. These all high metal content worlds? Good lord. Well, I'm not going to fly over and surface scan that little cluster, but not bad. Cannot be asked to fly that far out. A lot of high metal content in this system. A lot of high metal content. Okay. Some ice. We've still got one more, it looks like.
System scan.
There we go.
Complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Somewhat reasonable. Yeah, I was like, I seem to remember it was about Garithos just being an absolute dick to him for the first half of the campaign, and then him teaming up with Lady Vaj because only sensible alternative.
2, 1.
And like, I think he gets a little unhinged towards the end, but that's mostly it's all Garithos' fault. Like, Garithos is the villain of that campaign for sure. Surprised Garithos doesn't get brought up more in like Warcraft stuff.
Fuel scoping.
Like they even brought up like Jaina's dad a couple of times
Fuel scoping
in like
complete.
modern WoW, just as like a notable prick that screwed over a relationship between the Horde and the Alliance. And for some reason, Garithos just seems to get a pass. Ooh, Waterworld. Hell yes. Multiple water worlds. Oh, wait, ammonia. Okay, so Earth, like, I see down the lower right, I can actually see what I'm scanning for. So it's icy, then rocky, icy, then Earth-like, then ammonia, then water. Well, that is very cool. Well, I will take a system with multiple water worlds. That is very nice. I'm gonna make a bunch of money when I go turn this all in one day. Especially because I think these are all first discoveries. Assuming somebody doesn't, like, stream such night and fly out here and beeline scanning all this stuff and going and turning it in, which I don't think anyone is going to care about. It's not. That is a lot of effort. Honestly, if you do, like, good for you, man. That's a lot of effort. Not even gonna be mad. I've got my name on enough stuff out here. Grab all of this. Grab all of this. That said, I might not upload this to YouTube until after I've turned in my data.
System scan complete.
We might private the VODs and save that for later. Alright, target that. Let's go fly over. I got 2 water worlds to scan in. Anything else weird here? Nope. Alright. I'm always just still amazed every time I go to Silvermoon and they still got statues of Kael'thas up everywhere. It's just like, what the hell, man? As an American, I suppose I shouldn't be saying much about statues of questionable leaders being up, but nobody's thrown them into the river yet. Okay, so there's 7 and 8, I believe, were the 2 water worlds, and they're really close to each other, so that's gonna be nice. I guess that makes sense. They'd be in like the habitable band of this star. Shame no Earth-like worlds yet. That's where the real money lives, but that's okay. Six probes. Sounds good. We'll just right about 1. Right about 2. Right about 3. And right about 4. See how that looks.
Surface scan by 50%.
Will do. And that should do it. I need a little higher, I think, on those. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll get me to 90.
Surface scan complete.
Exit view. Planet 8, please. Be pretty close. At least I think this is Planet 8. Planetary body. Yeah. That's pretty close. Stupid water world's gravity well is slowing me down. I mean, so far this still pretty much just looks like the same kind of thing. I do think it's cool. You can see that, like, in relation to the galactic arm, this bit down here is like super dark, and that bit up there has all this like wibbly, cloudy looking bits. And that's because we dove down. I went like 500 light years below the galactic plane. And you can see the difference, that like this is the down bit, because there's nothing down there. There's significantly fewer stars down there, and then we're kind of looking through the galactic plane in that direction, so you can see that there's like more space above us. That's not how that works, but whatever. You know what I mean. The galaxies thick around that bit. That galaxy, she's dummy thick. I think when we get to Sagittarius A star too, I'm gonna fly either up or down a bit, probably up, and see if we can get a good view of the galactic disk. Because if you fly up, like, it's easier to do in the middle because there's like a bulge in the middle. Yeah, the galactic disk has a kind of central globular bit. It's thick. Wow, this is... There is not much going on here. When they said water world, they weren't kidding. Okay, let's aim right about there. Right about there. Right about there. And right about... And a representation of the galaxy definitely is thick. Probably. But yeah, like there's that central bit near the, you know, Sagittarius A star. And I think I might try to like fly up so that we can get a look at the disk. Alright. Fire that off. Hopefully that hits right in the middle of this. That galaxy. I could have gone a little higher. Alright, that's fine. Oh, that's lame. Alright, fine. Right about there. With any luck, that'll be in this sort of a region right here. Wow, I need to aim way higher. Am I gonna hit 90? Yes, okay, cool, just barely. We're good. And target my next destination? It's apparently on the other side of this... Wait, that's not right. There we go. Like, where's my next destination? That way.
Frameshift drive charging.
As we get closer and closer to the galactic core, it's going to start getting, like... We're going to be more noticeably engulfed in galactic fog. Like, you'll see less just black space, and it's going to be more of that kind of orangish cloudy glow. And when we get really close to the center, it's going to start getting, like... There are a lot of visible stars. Honestly, it's probably going to break the skybox a little bit. There used to be a glitch, I don't think they fixed this, that if there were too many visible stars, it ran into the limit of how many stars it could render in the skybox. And what it would do is, whatever direction you were facing when you came in, so like this way, would have, you know, full density stars, and then all the other sides would have like significantly lower density with like a visible line. There'd be like a square box of like super dense stars in one direction. Because you were running into the limits of the game's render capability, and I have a feeling they have not fixed that. For ages they just were like, that's not a thing, that's not a glitch at all, that just means there is a big box of stars in that direction. It's like, no it isn't. Like, stars don't come in cubes, man. There are actually some areas in this game where there's rendering problems, where the like procedural generation borked a little bit. Ah, I appreciate it, but I don't do Discord, so thanks for stopping in though. Thanks for the follow. But yeah, the procedural generation engine broke down a little bit, and it did actually make some like columns of stars. There's like towers. They're really cool. I don't think I can remember the name of any, so I could pull it up on the galaxy map. Where the hell is my... There it is. I was like, there's another planet out here somewhere. It's hiding from me. Ice. Ice.
System scan complete.
Done. Alright.
Frameshift drive charging.
I'm curious to see how much money I'm going to make from doing all this scanning when we get back. Because, I mean, we're going to be scanning like a couple thousand systems.
4, 3, 2.
And most of them are, you know, relatively empty, but a few of them have had, you know, water worlds and stuff, and I'm sure we'll run into at least a couple of Earth-like worlds. Like, I think the last time I did this, I ran into maybe 6 or 7 Earth-like worlds out of the couple thousand systems I scanned. I was also definitely getting lazy and not
Fuel
paying attention to the map as much, because it used to be different. The way it used to work was you'd do that little honk there when you first entered the system.
Fuel scoping complete.
And that would fill in, like, this whole map, and you'd see all the planets, and you could see a picture of what they all were. You couldn't get the info, but you'd see all their pictures. And so you'd have to look for, like, visible Earth-like worlds, and then fly out and manually scan them if you wanted to get the surface, or the discovery for it. And they changed that now, so that now you don't, when you honk, you don't get the full view like that, you just get this, and then you can go in and, like, scan all these different planets, and it'll fill out the info on them and put them on your map. So it actually takes a little bit more to discover if there's an Earth-like world in the system. Like, you actually have to pop in here and, like, you can check pretty quick by just seeing, like, is there a, on that lower spectrometer there, if you go into the Earth-like range, you'll be able to see, like, are there any Wibbles here? So you'll know real quick if you're gonna want to check this system out. Like, this one I can already tell is just nothing but rocky planets, but it doesn't take very long to do this. As long as I've got this open, I figure I might as well, you know, scan all of these. And this will get my name on them. It won't get me the mapped data, though. They added a new tier of discovery, where there's, like, if you fly out and, you know, launch probes at the planet, you get full mapping data for the planet, which is nice. Very cool. All right.
Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Okay. You know, I didn't pay attention to how many bodies it said it found here. Is it just one? 30! Got it. So there are some planets here. Ooh. Including a water world. Like, I can already tell you there's a water world because we can see it on the spectrometer. This will be a gas giant of some variety. Yeah. And then we've probably got a whole pile of moons. Gas giants do be having moons. There we go. There we go. There we go. There's something in the middle here. Is it another gas giant? Yep. I was like, that was looking way too clustered. High metal content. There's something else here. Another gas giant. We good? That's everything there. Okay. Okay. Oh, wait. Multiple right here. Okay. Two orbiting each other? Yeah, okay. Looks like we're mostly good. Oh, we got something else here. Rocky ice. More gas giants. There's so much out here. My god. Number of moons. More rocks. That's a cool looking one though. It's got that like yellow bits to it. Does that actually represent anything? I mean, there's a high sulfur concentration on this planet, which would explain the yellow. Once we go to this planet, it also has a high sulfur concentration, and then it doesn't explain anything. This also has a high sulfur concentration. Okay, so it doesn't. That's just nonsense. Got it. Good to know. Nothing else there. There's something. Gas giant. The water world appears to be orbiting the gas giant. Ooh, and it's got rings. 5A, you say? Okay, we're gonna go take a look at that for sure. That's very cool sounding.
System scan complete.
All right, 5A. What am I looking at here? You. It looked like it was right on the other side of the star. The star, like, yeah, above me. There we go. Yeah, I might take a break again here. Teeth are bothering me more, which is not fun. We'll scan this. We'll find a planet to put down on. Not gonna let me land on this water world. Or this gas giant. That's okay. Hello. It's a shame. I wish there was a moon here where I could land. So we get a look at all this. I wonder if I could, like... I'd probably get a pretty cool screenshot if I can get into these rings here. Like, come in from this kind of angle. and get a shot, like, looking across the rings with the gas giant in the background. Do I have my everything lined up right if I want to do that? Yeah, we'll want to come in right about there. Should do it, right? Yes. I need to be on the underside of the rings for this to work the way I'm viewing it in my brain. Possibly. Here's what I'm thinking. We launch some probes at this planet. Enough to just kind of like... And then just yeet one about there.
Surface scan by 50%.
Front of the planet looking pretty scanned. Front of the planet looking pretty scanned.
Surface scan complete.
Alright, we got it. Oh, I forgot to bring the garbage out today. God damn it. Ah, well. Completely forgot it was Monday. Okay, so if I want to have Waterworld with gas giant in the background and the rings kind of visible, if I come in from about here, what's this going to look like? I think I want to go around the rings, right? And then about here. Yeah, that's looking pretty cool. Alright. So then we're gonna dive at these rings. About like this. Starting to see some, you know, ring structure here. Perfect. How do I switch my camera out? One of these. Yeah, that's a pretty good screenshot. Beautiful. Wait, why did that shut my ship down? I wasn't trying to shut my ship down. We're good. What is putting me in so much shadow here? Oh, is it just it's just asteroids, isn't it? Weird. Yeah, because I am flying past some of the rocks out here. Look at that. Probably shouldn't be doing this blind like this. That's probably a terrible idea. Alright. Can you bump into these? I don't think so. You can bump into these. Alright, let's get out of these rings. So I can get back to Super Cruise. And then fly somewhere safe. Alright, that should be good enough. Well, get me out of here.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
And then... nearest thing that's landable. Is this guy over here. Hmm. Oh my god, it's so much farther away than it felt like initially. It's just because of how close I was to that gas giant? Probably. Hmm. There we go. Now we're coming in. Find ourselves someplace to land and call it a day. How small is this thing? Why is it so oblong? Is it two orbiting each other? Oh, it's two planets orbiting each other. Two very small planets. Holy. These things are tiny. Okay, there's the rings. Let's land up towards the pole. Set down in some ice.
Orbital flight engaged.
Beautiful. All right. I think we'll aim for, like, near that crater in front of me there. Perfect. That worked out. We'll land right in the middle of this crater, how about? Well, right in the edge. Right in the edge, far edge of this crater here ought to be perfect. Alright, kill the throttle. This last boost should bring me pretty close. Deploy landing gear. And we just look for a nice spot to sit down.
Landing gear deployed.
Unsuitable terrain, my ass, we're fine. There we go. Took it a second to decide we were suitably attached to something, but we're good. And we'll set her down here for today, and then yeah, we'll come back. I'm gonna keep working this in my free time just until I can, make it to at least make it to Sagittarius A-star. I'll just probably stream if I see anything interesting happening, or if we're like, this looks like it'll be an exciting place. We'll stream that. Might be kind of random times. Like I said, it's kind of killing some time here. Mostly trying to avoid Bloodborne because I have to talk more during that, and my teeth hurt, and that's not fun. until that's not a thing anymore, we're gonna avoid anything that's painful. But yeah, for now, I appreciate y'all joining. I will be back sometime soon. And for now, I'm going to call it apart. Thanks for joining, and I will see you next time.